The Dalek Wars was the name given to a series of conflicts between the Daleks and humanity, as well as several other species, for control of the Milky Way galaxy. There were several distinct Dalek Wars, which took place across many centuries, all of which involving human forces attempting to push back the Dalek invasion of their territory. To the Daleks, the Dalek Wars were part of a greater war against all other forms of life in the universe that had been going on for millennia. However, the fierce resistance that humanity showed in the face of the Dalek war machine made their wars against the Daleks particularly notable, even to other spacefaring races of the universe. The First Dalek War, also known as the 22nd century Dalek Invasion of Earth, or more simply just the Dalek Invasion of Earth, was a major conflict between the Daleks and humanity that marked the beginning of ongoing hostilities between the two species as spacefaring empires. While the Daleks had engaged in previous incursions on Earth earlier in the planet's history, such as the final stages of the Imperial Renegade Dalek Civil War taking place in 1963, a temporal incursion by Daleks from an alternate timeline in the late 20th century, or the various invasions of post-Time War Dalek forces that took place in the early 21st century, the 22nd century Dalek Invasion of Earth marked the first time that the combined governments of Earth officially identified the Daleks as a threat publicly, ending years of speculation and gearing humanity up for a full-scale war with the rapidly expanding Dalek Empire. However, the Daleks used their usual devious tactics to catch humanity off guard, bombarding Earth with meteorites as well as a deadly plague, and beginning a 10-year-long occupation of the planet, transforming many members of the population into brainwashed Robomen, enslaving the rest, and gradually working to transform Earth itself into a huge weapon to use against the rest of the universe. However, the Daleks were overthrown with help from the Doctor, Ian, Barbara and Susan, the latter of whom chose to stay behind on Earth to help rebuild. Susan helped humanity deal with several Dalek incidents, and also assisted the 8th Doctor in fending off a renewed Dalek invasion, led by the Dalek Time Controller. Ultimately, however, the Dalek attempts to occupy Earth failed, and the human civilization was eventually allowed to expand as the Daleks were pushed back. The Second Dalek War broke out during the 26th century, when the Daleks attempted to exploit tensions between humanity and their neighbouring civilization, the Draconian Empire. With the help of the Master and the Ogrons, the Daleks attempted to ignite a war between Earth and Draconia, which would have ravaged both empires and allowed the Daleks to take control. However, the Third Doctor and Joe Grant helped the human and Draconian leaders see through the Dalek plot, ensuring an alliance between the two civilizations against the Daleks. The Dalek Supreme Council attempted to awaken a Dalek army being held in suspended animation on Spyridon, which would have devastated the human and Draconian planets, but they were once again stopped by the Third Doctor and Joe Grant, who were aided by a group of Thals, the old enemy of the Daleks. Earth and Draconia united against the Daleks, with help from several other races from across the galaxy, and after nearly half a century of conflict, the Daleks were eventually pushed back. The Dalek Inquisitor General, Dalek X, attempted to alter history to avert the Dalek defeats of the war, but was stopped by the 10th Doctor, who ensured that the Dalek campaigns in the Second Dalek War would fail, forcing the Daleks to retreat. Renewing their attack against humanity just over a century later, the Daleks would launch yet another persistent attack on human forces during the Third Dalek War, which would last until at least the 27th century. This campaign was defined by the Daleks' use of biological warfare, which caused devastating plagues throughout human space. Human forces spread out across the galaxy searching for a cure to the plague, which they eventually found in the Perinium supplies found on the planet Exilon. The Daleks, feigning vulnerability to the same plague, tricked the humans into thinking they needed the Perinium to save their people as well, when in fact the Daleks had caused the plague and were simply trying to deny the humans access to the means of curing it. The energy drain on the planet Exilon proved to be a problem for the Daleks, as they could not use their energy weapons, but they were able to adapt by using their psychokinetic powers to move their casings and replacing their weapons with ballistic machine guns to counteract the power drain effect. Nonetheless, the Third Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith, assisted by several humans and native Exilons, were able to prevent the Daleks from claiming the Perinium, which was later used to save humanity from the plague. Despite their victory, the toll that the Third Dalek War had taken on humanity was immeasurable. After centuries of prolonged conflict with the Daleks, as well as enduring occupations, plagues, and incursions from other hostile species, the human empire was in a precarious state. According to Stephen Taylor, the Third Dalek War ended humanity's expansionist era, for that century at least. The Daleks continued to fight their Great War with the rest of the universe, which led to several significant defeats for the Daleks, including the near total destruction of the Dalek city on Skara as a result of the Second Doctor's meddling in Dalek affairs, as well as their failure to use the Time Destructor during their plot to influence Mavic Chen, Guardian of the Solar System, and other intergalactic powers in the year 4000. Another galactic war against the Daleks began, known simply as the Great War, with a combined alliance of humans, Draconians, Thals, and other members of the Galactic Federation including Peladon and Hyperon. Various intergalactic forces led by humanity, including the combined galactic resistance from the frontier worlds and the space security services from the solar system, fought against the Daleks. At the peak of the war, the Daleks were able to breach the solar system, launching attacks on human settlements on Mars and Venus, and attempting an invasion of Earth, but humanity was eventually able to fight off the Dalek attack and secure its planetary colonies. The Daleks themselves were also dealing with conflicts from other species, including the Movellans, who dealt significant defeats to the Dalek Empire and took some pressure off humanity, albeit unintentionally. The Daleks would wage several other wars against humanity after this, in the millennia following the establishment of the first great and bountiful human empire. However, the Daleks would eventually vanish, seemingly disappearing from time and space in order to fight the Time War. Following their near extinction at the end of the Time War, the new Dalek paradigm were able to restore the Dalek Empire, which resumed its war against its various enemies from across time and space, including humanity. However, the Dalek leadership was destroyed at the conclusion of the Siege of Trenzalore, severely hampering the Dalek War effort. Following the Flux event, the Daleks made significant gains in their war against the rest of the universe, establishing a significant sector of what remained of real space following the Great Disruption. However, their war fleet was destroyed by the final Flux wave after the Sontarans manipulated the Daleks and Cybermen into a fake truce, which the Doctor then hijacked to ensure the total destruction of all three fleets, and the majority of the universe was saved thanks to the intervention of a helpful Ood. While the Daleks will inevitably return to continue their never-ending war against the citizens of the universe, the total destruction of their war fleet, as well as the loss of the Dalek city on Skaro and the Dalek Parliament over Trenzalore, undoubtedly set them back significantly. Needless to say, however, the Daleks will always survive. What do you think of the history of the Dalek Wars? Let me know what you think of these historic Dalek conflicts in the comments below.